Jenny and Sumit cannot and do not get married. Guys, what is up? Max here, the Celeb Talk guy, and we just watched the 90 Day Fiance The Other Way season finale, and it was by far the weirdest and just worst and also kind of good season finale I have ever seen, literally of any reality TV show ever. So let's not waste any time and just get right into this one, starting off with Jenny and Sumit. Now, in the last episode of 90 Day Fiance, we got to see basically that Sumit's parents came over and they were screaming, mainly the mom, but they were screaming like crazy at Jenny and at Sumit, and then pretty much the last episode ended on that note. Well, this episode started off with, oh my god, guess what? They were screaming yet again, and this time things kind of just took a very weird and sad and kind of just mean turn when Sumit's mom told Sumit that she was gonna just, take her, own life basically if he was to marry Jenny, because, she said, hey, you can't marry her. And then Sumit said, yes, I can. We just found out that there is no way that you or dad can object. And then that's when the mom said those just horrible, horrific thing. I mean, just what a horrible thing to say about yourself. Literally like to say that about yourself if your son marries someone who, I know she is significantly older, but really, is she that bad? But anyway, she made those comments, and then Sumit, he threw in the towel and just said, okay, mom, if you are really going to do that to yourself, I'm not going to marry her. I will not marry her. And everything just did a 360 because, about 5 seconds earlier, his mom was saying these horrible comments about herself, what she was going to do if he does marry Jenny. And about 10 seconds later, she had the biggest smile on her face. And like she was a kid in a candy store. She was so happy. She was sitting there all smiley and, giddy and gung-ho and happy. So, I mean, it was just the fakest thing I have ever seen. Now, when I say fake, I don't mean that the producers faked it or it was scripted. I just think Sumit's mom is awfully, a lot like her son Sumit. She is a complete liar. She is full of BS, just like her son. And I think she was just using those words and making those horrible statements just so he wouldn't marry her. And clearly, look, it worked. So Sumit gave in. He said he's not going to marry her. And then she was happy. But then then Sumit actually said, well, hey, she's still going to stay here. And then guess what? The frown, it went back again. And she said, no. She can't stay here. She has to go back to America. And it was one thing after another. And long story short, it was actually kind of Sumit's dad who kind of jumped in the middle and said, hey, this is 50-50. He won't marry her, but let her stay here. If Sumit wants to try to figure out a way to extend her visa, he can do that. And then that is basically it. So surprisingly, I don't even know why I'd say surprisingly, but kind of surprisingly, Jenny and Sumit, they did not get married. They are not going to get married. And at least from what we saw on the show, they won't be getting married anytime soon or honestly even ever. So you guys make sure to comment below what you guys think. If Sumit's mom was just lying, I definitely think she is full of crap and was just saying those things to get Sumit not to marry her. But also put in the comments below if you guys do think that Jenny and Sumit end up getting married. I'm kind of wishy-washy, but honestly, I feel like Jenny just finds out a way to extend her visa to stay in India, and she never actually marries him. And if you're wondering, well, how did the season end for them two? What pretty much happened was Sumit took Jenny on a picnic. He pulled a ring out of his pocket, which, keep in mind, it has pretty much, no meaning. It has no meaning whatsoever because it's not really an engagement ring because they had no intentions of ever getting married, and it's not a real wedding ring because they aren't getting married. So he gave her a ring, but it's like me giving one of you guys a ring. It doesn't mean anything, but he gave her a ring and Jenny was flashing her ring around like, oh my god, she has a ring, but like I said, it means nothing. And yeah, it was stupid. And then that was basically the end of their segment. More on that in a couple of minutes, but we didn't really get a touch-off point. We didn't get a finale. We don't really know what is the finishing point. Was she going to stay there? Is she still in India? We didn't really get that finish line with them or honestly any of the couples. So more on them in a couple of minutes. Now let's go over to Kenny and Armando. They have been somewhat of a quiet couple in the past few episodes. We really haven't heard much from them, but yay. They had to file some more paperwork with one of the offices in Mexico and to get married. And guess what? It got approved. I kind of had a hunch that was going to happen. So it got approved. They can actually get married. They're so excited. And once again, just like Jenny and Sumit, we have absolutely no idea if they get married, if they break up, if Kenny comes back to America. We have no idea. We can hint and we can guess. I will say that it does look like on social media that Kenny actually still is in Mexico, but we can only guess. We still do not know for sure. But yeah, Kenny and Armando, they got approved to get married, and now it just looks like they are waiting to get married. And I wish these two the best. They are definitely, without a doubt, the most normal, just, most legitimate couple this season. That I feel like we can all agree on. I kind of have a doubt or two inside my gut on if Armando really loves Kenny. I don't know why I say that. When I see the two of them together, I feel like Kenny really likes Armando, and I feel like Armando, I don't know. I kind of would have maybe liked to see him maybe date a little more, maybe not. If he is happy, he knows. I do kind of feel like Kenny can be a little pushy at sometimes, hate to say it, but it does seem like he is a little bit pushy. Maybe they should have dated a little bit longer, but we heard a rumor that for Kenny to actually be able to work in Mexico, he would, I think, need to marry Armando. So there might be more to the story on why they had to get married so quickly if they do end up getting married. So Kenny and Armando, I'm also curious with them. I know a lot of you guys generally like them, but I am curious, do you guys believe that Armando truly, in his heart, actually loves Kenny? I'm kind of wishy-washy. I think deep down, he does love him, but I do kind of think that Armando isn't entirely ready to get married. I could be wrong, but I just feel like I can kind of see he might want to wait a little bit longer, and hey, they might do that, because like I said, I have no idea if Kenny and Armando do in fact get married in present day. And then there was Brittany and Yazin, by far the worst couple of this season. Oh my god, and like the previous two couples, we really don't know what ends up happening, but of course, we do know on social media. On the show, what happened was basically they kept talking with this translator, and they came to kind of a point where they were like, hey, Brittany's gonna go back to America and she's going to work on filing the K-1 visa to basically do the whole before the 90-day thing and get Yazin over to America, then they'll have 90 days to get married. That was the plan that they agreed on, but we all now know in present day none of that happened. I don't think even the slightest bit of that happened. What appeared to happen based on social media is Brittany, she came back to America. There have been rumors that Yazin was flirting with other women. I don't think that is true. I think what honestly just happened was the second Brittany got back to America and the cameras turned off, she said, "Peace, Yazin. This relationship, whether it be fake or not, is done." And that was it. And I think Yazin got mad. Maybe he did something too. And I think Brittany has been mad because this whole entire season, they have been going back and forth on social media and just posting about each other and saying not very nice things. So clearly they are not still together. We have seen Brittany with another man. She was flying around on his private jet. They are not still together. I can tell you guys that without a doubt. So, hey, spoiler alert, I guess, but I feel like we all should know, yeah, they're not still together. And the annoying thing, though, is 90 Day Fiance left on this little cliffhanger of, Brittany getting on the plane and then them planning on filing for this K-1 visa. But we all now know that is not the case. He does not come over here, I don't think, and they're not still together. And if there was one couple that was not just as bad, but almost as bad as Brittany and Yazin, that would be Devin and Ji-hoon. And finally, I think we are done discussing these people as a couple. We all now know, and if you do not know, please pay attention. Devin and Ji-hoon, I'm sorry if I sound rude, but I'm so sick of talking about these two as a couple. I'm sorry, but I just am. Devin and Ji-hoon, they're not still together. They have broken up. Devin is publicly with this new man named Chris, or Christopher, or Topher, or something. She has moved on, and honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if she... I don't want to say get married, but I would not be shocked if all of a sudden in a couple weeks she gets engaged. Their relationship seems very serious. Ji-hoon, I don't know if he has moved on, but he is in Korea, she is in Utah. They are not still together, and honestly, they ended their relationship like months and months and months ago. Now, what happened on the show was they had their wedding, it looked beautiful, it looked amazing, and 90 Day Fiance was kind of teasing that their relationship was working out and it was going well, and Ji-hoon was saying stuff like, I'm so happy, and Devin was like saying the same kind of thing, but you could just see, really under the surface that they're not happy, and that this relationship certainly is not gonna work. But then the whole stay-at-home order stuff happened, and they had to quarantine together for like 4 months, it sounded like, in their tiny apartment in Korea, and obviously, it's not very surprising, they had their issues. They were constantly fighting, and that is when I think something kind of went down. Now, if you guys don't know, Devin has been posting on social media a ton that something really bad went down with Drusilla and Ji-hoon. I don't know what, but something horrible went down, according to Devin, and now there is some ongoing case between the two of them. I don't even know what that means though. She has kind of said it on social media. That is what I have taken. But on the show, they were kind of hinting that something really bad happened, but they didn't show anything, they didn't say anything, they really didn't give us much info. They basically just said that after the quarantine, Devin was so fed up, she was so tired with Ji-hoon, and even Devin was saying, to make their marriage work, she needs to go back to Utah for 2, 3, 4 weeks, however long, to kind of cool down, calm down. She's going to bring both the kids, and then I guess supposedly their plan was then to go back to Korea, but I feel like honestly she knew it was over, it was done. She didn't love him, he didn't love her. Let's just end this thing. And so yeah, they got on a plane, they left, and even when Devin and Ji-hoon said bye to each other, there was like no emotion. They barely even said bye. It was just like, okay, bye, and that was it. And they will likely never even see each other ever again. So yet again, 90 Day Fiance, they really didn't give us much info of what actually went down. Everything I kind of know is just from seeing what they've been posting on social media. But it is stupid because it's like 90 Day Fiance is trying to act like Devin and Ji-hoon are still together when we all clearly know that is not even somewhat, sort of, even kind of the case. And now let's go to Binyam and Ari. Now this couple, they have been just about everywhere. They have been fighting a heck of a lot. It seems like they really have not had that many good times, but maybe a lot of their good times together have been cut out of the camera. I don't really know. But there was this big national holiday in Ethiopia. It was a religious holiday, which, Ari, she practices the Jewish faith. Benny, he practices a Christian kind of Catholic faith. It's two different things. They have not really seen eye to eye with that. And when I first heard that it was this holiday, I was kind of worried that Ari might be a little uncomfortable and she might not really want to be too terribly involved in it, but she decided to go to this big festival. Long story short, there were hundreds and hundreds, if not even thousands of people at this festival, and Binyam was walking around with the baby, and of course, like I said, there were a lot of people. So of course, Ari was kind of freaking out, and then there were priests that were spraying holy water, and Binyam wanted to go and grab some of the holy water, I guess. And that is when Ari did kind of really freak out, and she flipped out, and she was just like, no, 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 there are way too many people. What if something happened to the baby? Because it was literally like a mosh pit of like hundreds, if not even thousands of people. There were so many people. So I kind of get where she's coming from, but also I can kind of get why Binyam, apparently he's really into his religion. This seems to be an important day, so I can get why he would want to get the holy water. It really just seems like one of those situations where you would just say, okay, Binyam, you go get your holy water. Ari, you take the baby and wait back. I don't know why they didn't do that. I just feel like they're kind of just horrible at communicating, but maybe I'm wrong. So they ended up getting into a gigantic fight. He was using some not really nice names to her, and of course she didn't hear any of it, thank God, but she was really mad. She was even like almost crying. She was so mad. He was upset too, which is kind of a bummer because about 5 seconds earlier, Binyam told all of us that he is planning on proposing to Ari. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. It's a great festival, everyone's happy. But then boom, when all that stuff with the holy water and the mosh pit and everyone was going on, Ari kind of freaked out. And then she was so mad, he was so mad, I figured there is no way that he's going to propose. But one thing led to another. He walked this way, she walked that way, and next thing you know, I don't know how this happened, but Binyam kind of assembled this big kind of a parade kind of a thing of his family and this and that, and Ari turned this way, he turned that way, and next thing you know, he's on his one knee with a ring in his hand, and he proposed and she said yes. Now, did she seem very happy? Yeah, kind of. Maybe like 70% happy. Ari never seems very happy to me, honestly. So she didn't seem ecstatic, but she seemed kind of happy. And Binyam, I think he's really happy because I feel like Binyam wants a family. And I think he would also love to have a family that has money. And that's kind of Ari. I don't know if Ari can give him what he wants. I don't know if he can give her what she wants because they really seem to butt heads a lot, but they did get engaged. And you are probably wondering, well, did they, stay in Ethiopia? Did they legally get married? Do they go back to the US? And typical 90 Day Fiance fashion, we have no idea. So before I talk more on them, let's go to the next, and I want to say last couple, and that would be Tim and Melissa. I don't think we're missing anyone else, but yes, Tim and Melissa. You're probably wondering, oh yeah, they are boring, but what in the heck happened to them? Are you wondering that? Probably, I can only assume. Well, guess what? We didn't even see them. Now, could you imagine if you are Tim and Melissa and this is the season finale of 90 Day Fiance, the season you are on, and you are literally not on the season finale. So, that is just like the biggest insult in my eyes you could possibly give to someone. And I feel like 90 Day Fiance was like, you know what? Tim and Melissa are boring. No one really cares. Let's just skip over them. So they didn't even get a split second on that last episode. But I can tell you all this. In the last episode, Tim came to, the idea that he was going to be leaving Colombia and come back to America to do some work, make some more money, and now he has been posting on social media, and I can tell you all this, I am like 90%, not 99 or 100, I'm like 90% sure that him and Melissa broke up. He has been posting some weird stuff, and she kind of has too. It just seems like they are not still together. But could you imagine having an insult like that from 90 Day Fiance, literally not even showing your clips on the season finale? Now that we've talked about all these couples, I have to do a quick little rant, and that is on this season finale. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this has been the best and like the worst season of 90 Day Fiance ever. This quote-unquote season finale wasn't even a season finale. This has been like a, 90 Day Fiance. It's not even 90 Day Fiance the other way. It's like 90 Day Fiance, the cliffhanger. It's like they keep on doing all these cliffhangers. We don't even know. Literally with all these couples, Jenny and Sumit, Kenny and Armando, Ari and Binyam, Tim and Melissa, and we do know with, Brittany and Yazin and Devin and Jihoon, but 90 Day Fiance didn't give us a thing. I just don't understand how it's like, this show, 90 Day Fiance, is supposed to have a beginning and an end. It should not be this ongoing train of just cliffhanger after cliffhanger and us not knowing anything. Me personally, I watch this show for a beginning and an end, and the season finale is technically the end, and the tell-all is really the end. And the tell-all in my eyes should be like a very up-to-date, really recent, what is going on, are you together, not some stupid thing like, Sumit giving her a ring and acting like they're gonna try to, that doesn't even make any sense. So after I saw that last season finale, I was just upset because we literally didn't even get we got no info. All we got was cliffhanger and cliffhanger and cliffhanger. So we can sit here and guess, and I was honestly really, really, really upset because it looked like we weren't even going to get a tell-all. Now, next week, December 6th, I want to say, yes, December 6th, maybe the 8th, but I think the 6th, is the new season of 90 Day Fiance, which I am so excited for. But I was also thinking, well, are we gonna get a tell-all? When is this tell-all gonna be on? Okay, well, a bunch of you guys who I love so dearly did share with me that the 90 Day Fiance Instagram account shared this weird conspiracy kind of vague post basically saying that we are gonna get some form of a tell-all. The post basically just says love, lies, and laying it all out on the table. After this season of 90 Day Fiance The Other Way, the couples have a lot to talk about. Stay tuned for a big announcement and more to come. And that is it. So it does appear, thank God, we are going to have a tell-all, which in my eyes is, you know, the finish line. That is the end. These couples, they should be done. You know, maybe Kenny and Armando, maybe Ari and Biniam will be on some form of a happily ever after, but everyone else, they are done. I want to hear what's going on with them, but just, hey, this is the finish line. This is it. Then we can move on to the next season. But like, are we gonna, you know, when is this tell-all gonna be on? I just don't understand. What is this weird? Why can't 90 Day Fiance just say, we're having a tell-all on this date? What is the hidden secret of all this crap? So it's annoying. I was really upset, but now that I know we are gonna have some form of a tell-all, I'm a little less upset, but still, I'm still kind of just like, oh my God, just lay it all out there, lay it on the table, tell us, and we can, you know what's going on. But of course, like typical 90 Day Fiance fashion, everything's a cliffhanger, everything is this weird conspiracy hidden secret, and honestly, guys, it's really starting to annoy me. Well, let me just apologize for that rant. I don't want to complain too much because the last season, this season finale, it was solid enough. We really didn't, you know, get a lot of info, but now that I know we're gonna get this tell-all, it'll be better, I hope. So anyway, the season finale, a lot of stuff went down. I still feel like we have a lot of stuff missing, and this tell-all will definitely help. But yeah, a lot of stuff went down. It wasn't the worst season, definitely was not the best season by any means. It was okay, kind of got dragged on a little much, kind of got a little boring, but hey, those are just my thoughts, so definitely you guys make sure to comment below. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this entire season and the season finale, and if you guys have any predictions for the rest of these couples. Well guys, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and y'all better stay tuned for many, many more videos.